What was the demographic impact of European illnesses? Imagine a world where entire populations suddenly shrink, communities vanish, and societies are turned upside down. When Europeans arrived in the Americas, this is exactly what happened. Diseases like smallpox, measles, influenza, and typhus were brought over by explorers and settlers. Indigenous peoples had no previous exposure or immunity to these illnesses, so the effects were devastating. In many regions, the population of indigenous groups declined by 50 to 90% within just the first 100 years after contact. In the Caribbean, entire groups such as the Taino and Arawak were nearly wiped out within a few decades. These societies, once thriving, were decimated by diseases they had never encountered before. Larger civilizations like the Aztec and Inca empires also suffered massive losses. Smallpox outbreaks caused their populations to fall from millions to a fraction of what they once were. This sudden drop in numbers is often called the Great Dying. It was not just a loss of life but a blow to the social and political structures that held these societies together. The impact of disease went beyond just death tolls. Entire communities were broken apart, families lost members, and leadership was weakened. This made it easier for Europeans to take control. They established colonies, imposed systems like the encomienda, which forced indigenous people into labor, and spread Christianity through missions. The demographic collapse also shifted power dynamics, giving Europeans an advantage they used to expand their territories and exploit resources. The spread of illness was not uniform. Some groups experienced epidemics years after initial contact because of trade routes or delayed European settlement. Sometimes, Europeans even used disease as a weapon, intentionally spreading infections to weaken resistance. The demographic impact was worsened by warfare, forced displacement, famine, and the introduction of African slaves, who had some resistance to Old World diseases like malaria and yellow fever. All these changes shaped Latin American history. The population decline altered settlement patterns, labor systems, and cultural blending. It created a new social order that still influences the region today. Understanding how European illnesses affected demography helps us see the profound and tragic transformation that colonization brought to the Americas.